Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have the long-awaited, very long-awaited hand lettering writing video for you guys. Now, this is the video that I've been dreading the most to do, only because I am not like a skilled hand letterer. All the handwriting that you guys see in my planner is just my normal handwriting and nothing I've ever learned. So it was really difficult for me to figure out how to structure this video, how to like explain how I write, because I don't like consciously attempt, well, I guess I consciously do the fancy, like the nice hand letter. I don't even know how to explain it, but like it is my handwriting and not something I've learned, just little tweaks I've added to my regular handwriting to spice things up a bit. So this is the most prepared I've ever been for a video. I have notes and everything. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I will show you how I do my block lettering. I'll show you what my regular handwriting looks like, how I try to do my cursive handwriting, and then just like any other random hand lettering that I do, I guess. Okay, so starting off, this is an Erin Condren notebook. So I figured this would be the best to show you guys my handwriting on, because the paper is very similar to, well, it's exactly the same, I'm assuming, to the Erin Condren planner. If I sound really weird and out of breath, it's because I'm laying on my stomach to do this, because I like have all my planning stuff on the floor and there's no way I'm gonna do this like sitting up. So hopefully everything's in frame the whole time, because I really can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so starting off, I'm gonna show you guys like my actual handwriting, and the pen that I use in my planner all the time is the Pilot G2.38 super fine tip pen. I love the really fine tip pen because I find I get the best control with it, and my handwriting looks a little better because my handwriting is kind of small, and that's the only thing, I've trained myself to write small because I used to write really big. So I guess I'll show you guys how I used to write, although it's gonna be hard to show you with a very thin pen. So when I was younger, about like elementary school to middle school, I would write like this, with like the bubbles for the circles. And what I noticed was that I could only get maybe like 5 words per line, even in a college ruled a college ruled layout of the paper. So this is how I write now. Whenever I hold the pen, I find it that I'm very weird, and I hold the pen like at the little tippy point. Like I don't know, I've noticed people, I don't even know how people write, but like people write like this, people write like this, I write like this. Like this is where my pen is, and I've actually like developed a bump, like it's a lot fatter on this side of my finger because of the way I hold my pen. So this is how my normal handwriting is when I'm just like not in a rush. So how I normally write. So this will be like my usual handwriting. As you can see, it's a lot smaller, so that's my normal handwriting. Now, the handwriting that you see in my planner is never this handwriting. It's always the like all caps letters. So how I normally, I hope you guys can see this and my hand's not blocking it, normally write in my planner. So I'm not being super neat about it because I'm not like never trying to make it super perfect in my planner. So I'm just writing how I normally would, but without rushing. So that's kind of the capital font that you see in my planner. And the hard part about explaining this is that it's actually like my regular handwriting. So I don't really know how to explain how I do it. It's basically just all caps, and it's about half the line of a college ruled notebook. Like, college ruled lines. So that's kind of how I trained myself to like write just like half of the line. Does that make any sense at all? Okay, so that is my like capital sized lettering. This is my normal writing, capital letters, and now I'm going to show you my script lettering. So I'm kind of going through all like the lettering that's my normal handwriting, because that's the one I can't really explain, but hopefully you can see like the motion that I do. And I find the way you hold the pen really affects the way you write. So this is my normal handwriting, but if I hold the pen up this way, or like if I'm holding it and writing this way, my handwriting changes a bit. So now I'm going to show you the script handwriting. Sorry if I'm all over the place. This is just really difficult for me to explain. Okay, so how I normally write in script. Okay, so this is how I learned it in school. I went to a Russian private school when I was younger and everything was in cursive. I could not write in print, so I mean, that's my cursive. Some people say it's pretty. I feel like, let me zoom in. I feel like it looks like chicken scratch a bit. So for my planner, sometimes I will write my cursive letters like this, but other times I will loosen up my hand a little bit and I won't write as hard. And that's how I get the like more flowy script. I'm not like pressing down on the paper as hard. Also, my R's are really random, as in they're non-existent sometimes. Also, I keep saying also, but when I write in script and I need to dot an I, so it'll be like script, I always dot them with a heart in my planner. I don't know why, I just think it looks so cute. So that is my script handwriting. Those are all like my normal handwriting. So hopefully you guys kind of see how I write it. I don't know how to explain how I do this. It's just the most I can do is explain to you that I hold my pen like this, and half the time my face is like on the paper. I wonder if you could actually see my face when I did that. So now I'm going to move on to the lettering that a lot of people, I guess, recognize for my planning, and the one I can explain the best, and that is my different block letterings. So let me explain. Let me get a word. Okay, so let's do the word planner. So you'll notice I do this. I'm just gonna write it out and then I'll explain it. So the word planner. And a lot of the writing in my planner is a mixture of all three of like these handwritings plus different variations of the way I do this. So that's essentially like what the block lettering looks like. I don't know if I should zoom in more. Okay, essentially what the block lettering looks like. And then from there I add like flair, I guess. So I can either leave it like that, or I will put lines through it to make it like a stripe pattern. This is the one I do a lot because I think it looks nice. And it makes your lines look even more straight. So like if your lines aren't perfectly straight when you do the blocks, these little stripes in the side, they make it look a lot neater than it actually is. So I have that, and then I'll take it like even further. If it's like really bad and I mess up the stripes on the inside, I'll just color it all in. So like that. So that's like the three different variations. So essentially to do the block lettering, it's the way I figured out to explain it is if the letter has like a stick, like so like the P, that's the stick. A, there's two sticks, but I usually do this stick. This like whatever, I don't know. It's like the stick to the left, unless like in U, the stick is on the right, then I'll put the box around it like that. So that makes no sense. That looks like a mathematical equation no one knows how to solve. So, okay, I'm just gonna go through all the letters. So for that, I have A. So like, that didn't make any sense because I just drew that. So like that's A. The stick, I use the stick on the left and then I draw a box around it. So for B, I'll just draw B. So this would be the letter B, and where you would just draw like the block like that. I mean, that's not how like it's normal for me to draw it, so this is so difficult to explain. Okay, so B would be like this. So I start off with the block and then I write the letter from there. For letters that don't have a stick, so it would be like the C, I would just shove it in the middle. Like I would just put it in there like that. See? So for D, same thing, just draw the box and then the curve of the D. Then for E, I would draw the outline of the outer two. And then before I put the middle one in, I draw the stick inside, and then I put the E. So I'm gonna go quickly through all the letters of the alphabet, and then you guys can just see it, because I feel like it's easier to see it than for me to explain it. And I know there's two B's now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the alphabet. Okay, so that is all the letters of the alphabet in the block. Let's just get rid of this one because he's ugly. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So the, what is it? This one and the Z. So the S, I thought I would just explain. So the S I always do. Okay, so I can zoom back in. I'm so sorry with all the zooming. I just don't know what I need you guys to see. So for the S, I draw the, like I just draw an S, but it kind of looks like it's upside down. So normally for an S, the top portion is smaller and then the really rounded part is the bottom. So I kind of do the opposite. And then from there, I like where the S starts, I kind of go like towards the top and then I just draw another S and meet it with the bottom line like that, and then just go from there, either fill it in or put little stripes in it or just leave it as is. And then for the Z, what I used to do was do this, and then I would just extend the top part and then close it like that. But I find it's easier to do like the number 7 and then do an upside down 7 like that. So you don't have to kind of like extend it with that little like fatter part of ink, and it looks more seamless together. So from this sort of block lettering, you can go ahead and put these stripes inside like that, or you can like color them in, whatever you prefer. I like to mix all of these together with the stripes and leaving it blank, and just kind of like blanking, like coloring it in. Another thing that I've started to do that usually doesn't get the stripes, either I leave it blank or color it in, is the same block lettering, but I make them taller and thinner. So what I mean by that is like, okay, so that's what the A looks like there. If, well, okay, so the A right there, that's what it looks like. And I would do, oh, I'm sorry, you guys can't see. Okay, I would do like that. So it's the same thing. You just make it a little longer, and then you don't make the box as big. So for B, it would be really thin and then like that. So it's just like you make the lines a lot longer and the box a lot skinnier. So then the C would be more close together and then like that. Oops, that was really bad. But sometimes that's how my letters come out, so it's fine. And then you have the D. So you kind of like get the point. It's a little, it's all like the same motion. You just have to like, instead of doing it like, so like the E would be like short and fat, you would make it like, and then closer to the edge like that. I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and, well, I'll redo these letters. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the elongated versions of these. I think I'll do them above them so you can get a better visual. Okay, here we go. Okay, so hopefully you saw most of that. I know my hand was kind of like blocking it a little bit. Okay, so I mean, it's not much of a difference, but you can clearly see that some of them are skinnier. I did draw some of them a bit thicker, but you can tell they're a lot longer and kind of like slimmer and sexier. And then some of them, like when you draw them, you kind of like fill them in by accident because you put the lines too close together. And then that'll usually be the time that I just go ahead and like fill it in like that. So you'll get the different variations of the same thing. So it's either open or like, you know, it's closed, whatever effect you're going for. So, So that's basically it for my handwriting. I know this hasn't been totally helpful. I'm not a professional hand letterer. I don't even like practice it with those fancy books. I give mad props to people who can do that fancy cursive lettering that looks like you just bought the font on your computer. It looks amazing. I can't do that. The closest I think I've ever gotten to doing it was like, let me see, Jessica. Like that, and then you draw a heart. Well, of course I draw a heart. And then you just draw the lines. No, I can't even do that. Anyway, I do have my planner with me with some of the to-dos or whatever, like plans that don't have the writing next to it. And I usually never show this in my plan with me because this seriously does take me for freaking ever to do. But I thought I would show you guys how I combine the caps font, the script font, and then the block lettering. So Okay, good. I saved it on a Friday. So here I have, I need to do a post office run. So hopefully this stays in frame because I literally can't redo it. But literally my face is like inches away from the planner. That's just how I write when I'm concentrating. And okay, so for post office run, it has 3 words in it. I'm gonna explain the method to my madness. So I'm gonna do, usually I do like the word I like best in the fancy block lettering, or like the word that would fit the best in the spot with the fancy block lettering. So I'm gonna do post with the block small lettering and then the stripes going through it. So you have, oh my god, you can't see it. I don't know how to do this. And then I'm gonna do office in just like the regular caps. Handwriting. And then run will be in script. For this kind of script where it's like, it looks like string like made into script, and then if you pull it, it'll just stretch out into a line. You really just want to keep your hand like loose. You don't want it, because like because my handwriting, when I write with any kind of pen, you can feel it on the other side. So I press really hard down into the paper. But when I want to achieve that kind of like loose script, I have to keep my hand a lot looser. So that's kind of how you get that. And then I'm just going to put the little stripes inside post office. Okay, just like that. Huh, that looks so cute. Okay, so for the package, I have a Barnes & Noble package coming. So I'm gonna go ahead and write Barnes & Noble on this little thing right here, and I don't know how I want to do it just yet. So I kind of like look around and like get inspired by all the other writing I've done already. So sometimes I even like, I've gotten like a Barnes & Noble package before and I'll forget how I wrote it. So like I'll look back and see how I did it, but I don't think I've gotten a Barnes & Noble package in a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do block font with the N being in script, and I'll do Barnes and Noble. So they'll both be in block script. I mean block print and then script in the middle. So actually I'm gonna make Noble into the block lettering, but with the block part colored in. And then there's a little bit of space, so I'm just gonna like draw a little heart. I don't need to fill up that space, but I just kind of felt like drawing a heart. So there you have it. That is my handwriting. I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. If not, you guys can leave any questions down below and I'll do my best to answer them. But this is honestly like the best I can do in explaining my handwriting. That's why this video has taken me so long to put up, because I just like don't know how to explain something that just comes like naturally to me. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye!